Run through a quick description of the originals. It was Gamatsu F22 size 12 hook. Thread was Uni 8/0 in cream, but I'm using a Uni Thread 8/0 in light cahill, which will match the, it's supposed to be a wood duck body, but the closest I've got is like a Sunburst yellow from Steve at Cookshill. Beautiful Mallard flank feather, which you can see I've already sort of grabbed the tips and started pulling that back. Compared to the hook, that's going to be the tail, and then this part I'm going to tie in the body. Probably the trickiest bit, the tail and the body, but I'll try my best. And then we've got a wing, an aero wing, or this is Antron but in cream. And we've got some brown Rooster cape feather for the hackle. So we'll get the thread, start at the eye, and then start working back down the shank of the hook. Nice tight turn, touching turns, neat as possible. We really don't need to go very far. Just going to get rid of that, the waist. And then we'll just cover that rat's tail there, and then we just come back in nice, neat, touching turns. Halfway up the shank. The hook, and for security, I'm just going to put a half hitch in there. Hold that in place because you'll see why in a minute. It just makes tying the body and tail in a little bit easier. So off our feather, just stroke on his back, and what we're going to do, want the body length about the shank length, just pinch that in. Sometimes it just doesn't want to play ball, but pinch it in, don't mess me about. Yeah, and that's where that little half hitch there can hopefully make the difference, and hold that in. That's all secure. Go over it again in tight turns, but just keeping it in one place. Then we use a little bit of head cement. Just on top of those threads, just to try and hold that in position to stop it rotating. There's your body. Should have probably removed the fluff there actually on that feather, but all's not lost. And we're going to pull that back gently and just go and secure that in. And what we'll do, we will get rid of that stalk. So we're taking the good feathers up here. Just going to get rid of that stalk there. That'll make life a lot easier in a minute. Well, that's out of the way, and then you'll see we've got this here. That's it. Right, okay, that's made life a bit easier. Secure that in. There we go. Lovely. It's coming together hopefully. So, Antron, it's going to be our sort of post. Put that in position. Again, go over and secure that in position. There, right. What I can do is twist that up, like so. You'll see that will make the post sit nice. And just figure of 8 that in, keeping it tight, and we're going to go across there and start to post this in. He says, buggering it up. There we go. Straight thread there. That's it. Come on. Behave. Yay. Got there. It is a simple pan. Very little materials used. And that's good. Right, okay. All's good. Now we need our brown hackle feather. What I'm going to do is tie this in the other side over here, because we're going to almost, let's correct the thread, we're almost, you know, it's almost like a parachute wing, isn't it? This, it's going to go in under that body, so it needs to be in exactly the right place. Bring that back round, so that's all tied in, and we're going to bring that in to get that stalk nice and secure, and then we're going to take that off that stalk, keeping the thread well out of the way, otherwise it'll be a disaster. We don't want that. Could have done with that stalk, just doesn't want to play. It's quite a thick stalk actually. Don't rush it. Never rush a fly, because it just ends in disaster, won't it? Can you see it there, that stalk? Come on. Behave yourself. Yes, gotcha. Okay. Secure that. That's going nowhere. Right, okay. So, now start winding our rooster hackle around a couple of turns, trying to get it underneath the other turn. So you're winding it up underneath both feathers, the body, the tail, and coming back underneath like that. Trying to get it every turn underneath and not trapping the fibres. Get one more turn, and I think we're in business. That's it. A bit fiddly. Come on. You come. There we go. That's it. Right. Apologies about that. Sometimes, you know, these flies are not overly difficult, but they can be difficult when you're under pressure and people are looking at you tie it. So that's securely in. Let's cut this hackle out of the way. That's done. And let's get that as neat as possible. Couple of loose fibres there. Get your thread out of the way, Jim. Good. Now, half hitch. Let's finish off here as neatly as possible. Okay, done. Right. see, they're starting to take effect. Right, okay. Alright, let's get rid of this piece here. Like I say, it is a bit fiddly. Nobody said it wasn't. There's very little materials used, and it's well effective, this fly. The arrow wing, cut like that, just at an angle, keep it nice and high, giving good visibility and making like a mayfly wing. Get rid of the tying thread. Head cement. Clear the eye of cement if you've got any in, like I did a little bit there. Now the tail, the last bit's the tail, and this again can be tricky because he calls for, it's almost like three hurls or 3 fibres of mallard either side of the tail. You'll see what I'm see in a minute, and so yeah, it calls for a bit of decent eyesight, and 3 feathers either side. Pull them out. I think that's 2. 1 more. That's 3. Oh God, this is the tricky bit, and you don't want to mess this up, do you, when you've done that whole fly? But we'll have a go. And I'll show you what I mean by this in a moment. Just give it a spare fibre there. I've nipped that. Oh, has he nipped it? Yeah, that looks all right. Just left 2 there, but let's see if we can nip that off. Phew. Got away with it, I think. So there's three fibres, 3 strands either side. So we want to try and get the centre to separate them. It's a good fly, this. When trout have seen everything, they haven't seen this. Well, they might have seen a hatchmaster, I suppose, but what we want to try and do is get those sort of separate the fibres, or started to. So I want to get those. It won't separate these ones. Come on, separate. Is that separated? Yeah, sort of. Got a stray fibre there. Don't want to have that one. Actually, we had 4 on the one side, but let's see if I can do that without destroying the fly. No, he's cut one too many. It should have a centre one, but that will fish. Should have, you can see I've got one either side there. It's like a hatchmaster. It should have one in the centre. But so that's just how you tie an Uff's killer. I hope you've enjoyed the tie. It's not the easiest of ties. Probably just needs tidying up a bit, but it gives you a general idea on how to tie the Uff's killer.